hate speech and fake news. We are already talking about national unity, identity questions, national security, and the Nigerian state itself, leadership, governance, and all of this, of course. We have the opportunity of using this as an entry point. But very quickly, somebody was asking about presidential spokesman, what I think there. Well, let me just say very quickly that the job of a government information minister or spokesperson is quite different from that of a journalist, as it were. It's a totally different responsibility. But what you can insist upon is that persons who occupy such positions should exercise the privilege that they have to communicate to Nigerians in a very responsible, mature, and decent manner. When I was in office, and some people would want certain kinds of, of statement or information, I used to tell them that volubility is not an asset for a presidential spokesman, and that in any case, there are certain inconvenient truths, okay, that you really cannot bring to the public domain. So you have to manage information. I'm trying to be honest. Otherwise, you can create tension in the country. You can provoke conflicts. You can generate unnecessary disaffection. So that's why persons who occupy such positions have to be careful. Government communication is quite different from, giving news out and all that. Yes, it's strategic. That's the word. And to cite a very good example, take what just happened to the UK ambassador to the United States. He was not the one that leaked the document. But the document, what he said about President Trump being inept, being incompetent, again, is that hate speech, but it was leaked. And because it was government communication, diplomatic communication, it became a problem. It caused almost a diplomatic row, between the United States and the UK, with the ambassador having to resign because already he had become an unwelcome visitor in the United States. And that had compromised his position. And then even in the UK, there was this back and forth between Jeremy Hunt and Boris Johnson. And just ordinary communication in government became, an issue, an election issue, in fact, as it were. So that's that about that. Well, somebody raised an issue about headlines, reporting of conflict. Well, the truth of the matter is that we talk about objectivity in journalism, in the casting of headlines and all of that. But that journalists themselves are also citizens. They have their prejudices, they have their biases, they also belong to ethnic groups, and they are just as concerned as everyone about what goes on in Nigeria. And the stereotypes that Professor Odinkanlu just talked about, the profiling of ethnic groups in Nigeria, is part of the challenge that we face in terms of living together as one people or as a people within the same nation. But there's something we call responsible journalism. You may accuse the media, but I don't think it's every media organ in Nigeria that has been very strong in putting Fulani herdsmen on the front page on a daily basis. That you have, varying standards, of course, from one media house to the other. There are some media houses that will not engage in any stereotyping or profiling, if you will admit. But maybe you have observed it in a few instances. Then, of course, okay, the other questions are for someone else, but there was some reference to Freedom of Information Bill. It's already an act, and I refer to it. And it's not basically a law for journalists. It's a law for every citizen, and it's about having access to information. And the procedures are well laid out. Now, earlier on, before I went to sit down, I said the question that we still need to address is about what should we do? We've talked about leadership, which is essential, very critical. We've talked about governance. People have raised points about education, about enlightenment. But perhaps, there is also something about the control, the regulation arena, which is something that governments have tried to do when they target the media. But when they target the media and hold the media responsible for hate speech or fake news, it always comes across as media repression. It comes across as an attempt to abbreviate the space for freedom of expression. And in Nigeria, we've had something like the frivolous petitions bill, which was shut down by Nigerians, or what was popularly known as the social media bill. There are persons who have raised concerns about the Cybercrime Prevention and Prohibition Act in Nigeria has been too heavy-handed. These are some of the measures that governments try to impose on the people. You will recall the social media bill that led to a general protest. Now across Africa, be it in Guinea-Conakry, or Cameroon, or Liberia, or Niger, or even in Ethiopia, Sudan most recently, Algeria before it, the default response by governments is just to clamp down on the media or introduce legislation. And you find this in many places. Even in Tanzania, John Magufuli, he started out very well, but he's almost transforming gradually into a dictator. Then one good example where leadership can help, take Kigali, where you have Paul Kagame. I'm not necessarily a fan of Paul Kagame, but in moving the people beyond the evil of what hate speech caused in that country, he has introduced a number of measures. In Rwanda, for example, you can't identify yourself as Hutu or Tutsi. You know, it is assumed that all the people are Rwandese. And there's some kind of elite consensus, you know, that the people are bought into in that country, that, you know, you really cannot identify yourself. But they had to pay a heavy price to get to that point. But unfortunately, in some other African countries, it's government itself that promotes fake news, that promotes, you know, hate speech. What again can be done with regard to social media? The high techs, or the high tech giants, like Facebook, like Google, Twitter, you know, WhatsApp, in recent times they've introduced a number of measures. Only the other week, Twitter came up with what has been described as the Trump rule. Because, you know, Trump, as a political leader, is very good at invectives, you know, abusing countries, abusing individuals. He and Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil are the most notorious in this regard. And Twitter has come up with this measure that, look, if it is hate speech, if there's any indication of hate speech, they will cover up that tweet and then tell the reader that, look, this particular material contains, you know, provocative or abusive words or expletives or whatever. Now, you now decide on your own whether you want to read it or not. And I guess Twitter had to do that because they've been fined by the European Union Commission and in some other countries. Now, during the G7 meeting recently, after the Christchurch killing in New Zealand, Jacinta Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, joined forces with Emmanuel Macron of France and Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, and they had a meeting on the sidelines of the G7 summit, what they titled "Tech for Humanity," how we can use, excuse me, how we can use technology to promote humanistic causes. And I think that both at the national level and at the global level, we can, if we get this kind of consensus, and then of course, you know, we'll be able to make some progress. Locally, we have provisions in the criminal code, in the penal code, you know, dealing with defamation, with libel, with offensive publications. But what we find is that most times, Nigerians don't push their rights. But we've had a few cases. There was one bank MD, one online, one of these bloggers, by the way, took the picture of the man and attached the picture of another man's wife to him in a very compromising manner, and suggested that the man was engaged in adultery. Of course, the matter went to court. The man insisted on his right, on his own integrity. But eventually, you know, the blogger had to beg the man. And, you know, so maybe standards will improve generally, either with bloggers or with the traditional media, if people can insist on their rights, not to be abused or you know, to be harassed or victimized in the process of you know, promoting news. Thank you.